The following feature is rated SM for spiritual maturity and is not intended for the immature who wishes to remain as such. The views expressed are not necessarily those of our sponsors, as they sometimes could care less about what the host is saying, but is more concerned about having their product on a popular show. Warning, small minds, listen at your own risk, as this content is extremely overwhelming and may do further damage to those minds closed off to objective reality. Approach with an open mind, as the heavy nature of the content will lick your chip.
Oh! In the meantime, 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 in between time, in the meantime, in the meantime, in between time, boom, 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 time.
Yeah man, Purple Nation, welcome back to In the Meantime, episode 42, yeah man, and they said Richard, no, alright. That one a name, Wall of Shame. Yeah man, so watch I know. As promised, I'm going to go into some issues, yeah man, where I did one touch, yeah, but run out of time on the last episode, so I definitely go and get in it on this episode, yeah, further down. So stay tuned, yeah man, especially this DNA situation, yeah. We show clearly how Western governance use deliberate, manufactured ignorance through media to create oversimplistic minds who program, yeah man, to see everything just black and white. Minds were designed to eat the complexities, yeah man, where them need to understand in order, yes, to spiritually survive.
What DNA situation is that? I'm lost.
Oh, you mean, no, this whole thing here, right, I know what you see with the MP from St. James named Heroy Clark, who in a way there some time ago suggests a bill where would have bring into law, say mandatory, yeah man, mandatory DNA test be done at birth, yeah man, if your man know from early, if a him or one of him friend or one of him cousin she did a service. And we see some people gone crazy and come out against it, even some of the brightest baby them, who don't know, say them not start learn nothing yet. We see them come in and recite words with them not think about and seriously analyze in a common sense way for themselves.
I'm personally offended by that.
Where I say?
Hold on, my brother. You can't say that. Because these are people who are well-decorated critical thinkers with PhDs and sometimes many other accolades. You better watch your damn mouth.
I could have Bachelor of Science, PhD, GCE, GCT, NCB. Don't make a fucking difference. Because almost none of them don't understand the reality where them critical of. And I want to make you know again, say them is one of the biggest part of the problem. While thinking, say them flawed and incontrovertibly misguided education we provided by an evil system is the solution.
Why are we even still talking about this DNA issue? Hold on. Why are we still talking about this? That's yesterday's news, my brother.
Oh, you mean because it's a serious issue? What you say? This issue here is a great example of when me say, when me say boy the system of governance don't want people becoming self-responsible and using them common sense. Because if them learn to do that, all problems solve. And a problem they make them money off. If people did know say there is no protection for them when them irresponsible, they wouldn't have no choice but to be responsible. But when there is an option for be responsible and then just blame somebody else, because what, that always seem to work, and that them a go do. And the cycle of baby who think them all grown because what, breast big and ear up front will continue. Self-discipline is the enemy of the chaos where they make them money off. The less pum-pum management them woman you have is the more money for this system here. Just like how when a man sit down a ball say you throw him black. Make him now go nowhere. When you make up your mind for think them way there, them have you. Because you're going to lock up yourself in a depression. Will make you make choices that is very fruitful to them. Anyway, watch a man. I'm going to go into this DNA thing further down, like me say. Yeah, well, So right now, them know already, yeah man, see, as usual. This section of the program is brought to you by Vicebox Studios, the voice of a nation, and Madvert Multimedia. If it's not Madvert, it's not an advert, you better believe that. Also brought to you by Bunks About Kids Party Rentals. Yes man, it's at Bunks About, yes, for the finest in all things related to kids parties, fun days and other events, yeah man. So when you look for that special touch for your event, man, don't just bunks go all about. Bunks About, yeah man, that is BUNX, you can't miss it. You understand? So 876, yes, 404-1714, yeah man, call that number there. And customize an experience for your child or patrons at a special event that they will never forget. And remember too, say if they hide them, they nowhere near Stone Mountain in a Georgia upon a Friday night. Yeah, man. And you miss the original yard style of cooking. Yeah, man. Don't worry about nothing at all, man. Yeah, man. Life nice again, man. There is dumpling house. Yes, them just save your life. Yes. You can call 470-844-9393 anytime at all and place your order. Yeah, man. And a quick disclaimer like me usually do. Yeah, man. I will not be held responsible. Yes, for the mental decline of anyone who go dumpling house go mad when them taste the food. Yeah, man. I tell you that. And remember again, my book Planet Earth is also available at Dumpling House. So yeah, man, go check out that now. Yes, Rasta, yes. This section is also brought to you by Renaissance Immigration Services. Yeah, man, them deal with all things immigration at Canada. I don't know that by now. Yeah, so just call Renaissance at 437-703-1147 to 8. And the consultation, as usual, is absolutely free. But me, I'll tell you one more time. I tell you. And as usual again, yes, if you're in America and you hear about Renaissance Immigration and wait to do for Canada, boy, and you say you don't want a service like that, boy, well, don't worry yourself. There is also Lewis Law, yeah, man, in America. Lewis Law Professional Association. And like me always say, you know, and when the whole graveyard of immigration crosses and run you down, and them here, man, Lewis Law can put a stop to it. Them deal with all things like, yeah, visa, citizenship, removal of conditions, waivers, and all matters related to immigration in America. Call now, 954-530-1717 for access to, again, immigration. Heaven. Heaven. Heaven.
In the meantime...
Yeah, man, alright, so, when I say I know, the issues, yeah, where people face in the earth is way more complex than them trained from birth for believe, say them is, and that's why them so hard for deal with. Because most of we think them easy, and that is why them so hard.
Easy makes it hard, you're saying?
Yeah, man. Many issues like promiscuity, criminality, sexuality, morality, etc. is not as simple as we often like to think. That is why you hear me say all the while, life don't become simple until you face and deal with the complication. Because every problem is an onion. Them have many layers. Because there is many factors running in the spiritual background of every situation where we face and don't factor in. And one of the major things we don't often factor in is abuse.
Really?
Yeah, man. Many overlook abuse on every level and the serious psychological problems where them often lead to. And these psychological problems show themselves in the behaviors. And many people who don't even know, say, them have these psychological problems. I don't claim that all of the issues when me about to outline, especially sexual orientation, of them beginning in a sexual abuse. But bear in mind, I believe abuse is a thing we change form as it move from one person or situation to another. So for example, your parents or for them parents might get some physical or sexual abuse when them experience at some point and a whole in. And although them never go on for sexually assault them children or anyone at all, the pressure of where them a hold back on the inside make them verbally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically abuse them. So most people end up damaged in a varying degrees and can't face it because them don't know. And this ignorance of psychological trauma definitely still impact them later choices, sexual and otherwise. I'm going to talk about two different approaches to abuse, yeah man, we often have influence or result in the sexual, spiritual or psychosocial identity crisis where we see in our society. Some of the abuse often result in a one person experiencing all of what we just name out, and some experience one or two in varying degrees, of course. And I'm going to touch upon some later on in life type of sexual, psychological and emotional abuse, yeah man. And I want to tell you, say the emotional abuse is often the worst one, whether you believe it or not, because it keeps the rest of abuse them, yeah man, firmly into place. But I'm going to start off with the early childhood abuse, we often result in a sexual misunderstanding we destroy many lives.
What you getting at?
Where you ask Mr. Bridging, let me tell you something, man. A lot of the coming out, yeah man, a lot of this coming out, me is gay, me is trans, me identify as a grasshopper type of behavior, what we are see with many young people these days. It's not new. From then till now, I believe it is still the result of psychological problems that result from unnoticed or unchecked sexual abuse in early childhood, where some people exploit the natural sexual curiosities of many children in the period of them life where them did vulnerable and curious about the sexual energy where them a feel.
You believe that the problems are psychological, my brother?
Yeah man, anything that don't support natural order is disorder, regardless of reason. The natural sexual energy in children will start very early can be manipulated. So parents need to be more vigilant with them pity them.
So children experience sexual energy early in their lives, you're saying?
Yeah man, sexual energy and urges, yeah man, start in a children from very early as birth, according to science. As early as 5, yeah man, them a develop a interest in them sexual organs and start explore them. It is quite natural for children do some very sexually rude things when them small. So all of who did a look on the dolly pum pum for 5 minutes longer than them should or did a wind up on anything we no catch when nobody never did a look. That is quite normal at an early age.
But the interest in how the plumbing works starts that early though, my brother? I don't believe that.
Yeah man, now what you say, Virgin? What you say? When me about 5 or 6, me used to fuck a big green teddy bear when named Greenie. Yeah man, pistachio green. Yeah man, at the neighbor them win Greenie a circus man and left Greenie careless round her back.
Good God, am I really hearing this, my brother?
Me don't know what me I do at 5, but me I tell you that the energy was very real. I give Greenie some fuck, me I tell you, brethren, man. Yeah man, me bore me one a pussy in a Greenie and ram that. Yeah man, me fuck out the whole of Greenie good sponge.
Good God have mercy on your soul, you're going straight to the hottest part of hell for that, my brother. You really violated an innocent bear, my brother?
Yeah man, me ram till me little wooded open my lock back and something tell me say me done. And that was a kind of masturbation when you search for sexual identity as a child. And that start early in the average child life, me I tell you that. And when the people them dey home and Greenie off limits, man, all the bed me take it out pan sometime.
But where did you get this disgusting idea as a 5-year-old, my brother? I can't fathom that.
A 5-year-old without a proper understanding of the sexual energy we are motivate him have a better excuse for do that than many sexually mature grown men today who are fuck blow up dolly.
I have to admit, you're absolutely right, because I too had a mopstick that I was quite friendly with at a point.
What you say mopstick, what you do with it?
It's not what you're thinking. Don't be perverted. I actually used to put the mop part of it around my genitalia and pretend it was pubic hair, and I used to pretend that the stick was my penis.
I can see where your insecurity did lie from early. But anyway, yeah man. I remember me tell you now, yeah man, said during an age where the human a search for sexual identity, people can fuck anything a la banana tree.
Oh yes, I do remember that. And why is that again?
This again because them a respond to them natural sexual energy. This energy can be assigned to anything according to desire. Now the question in those vulnerable stages now becomes, what often end up motivating desire and why?
What are you getting at?
Many children was often unfortunate enough to come in contact with an agent of evil who intercept, or me should I say hijack, that energy before it could have been properly assigned according to nature's desire. And by the time he or she move from the stage of sexual curiosity to full sexual consciousness or maturity, or when them fully sexually aware, then more often than not, see this unnatural behavior that they was coerced or groomed into as normal. Alright, look what happened with R. Kelly, yeah man, and him sister named Teresa, yeah. Look what she do, him and him brother when named Carrie Kelly, yes. When Carrie was 6, and yeah, R. Kelly, Robert Kelly, yeah man, yes, Robert Kelly is R. Kelly, yeah. So, when Carrie was 6 and Robert was 10, and she was 15, she used to sexually abuse them by sitting in them face and make them penetrate her and them kind of fuck with it.
She did that?
Oh, you mean if she did that?
Oh Lord, poor babies.
She have the innocent youth them a wiggle round tongue and I tell them to lick it hard and fast. The link for the video with him brother do an interview about this whole thing is in the description below, so you can watch it for yourself. This kind of sexual perversion become R. Kelly normal, as there was times when, according to Carrie, Robert even brag about it as a man a virgin again and them thing there. So it affect both brothers in a 2 different way.
They interpret their realities different.
Yeah man, for the same reason why 30 students in a 1 class with 1 teacher teach 1 lesson, and 30 students see it as 30 different lessons. Because the 30 of them have different beliefs and approach to reality. We make them process it different. Not all people are the same. So that's why Carrie, affected by what his sister do in a different way from R. Kelly, who go on to become hypersexualized and over freaky. Because in process what his sister do as normal, and that help influence no for female later crime them. Because when she do that to him a learn from she how to behave in a later life.
Really?
Yeah man, she transplant her narcissism and need for control in him. And him come to other people the same thing. And find it hard to take responsibility for him actions because him don't see them as wrong. And even though there have been instances in a few interviews where him seem to agree with truthful information that is not in agreement with him dirty behavior, him subconscious self make totally out a lie where him a live. And that subconscious self is the person who are the real problem. The one we talk and sing have all of the best intentions, but powerless to stop him inner demon unless him accept, say it is actually there.
So why would he say things on live interviews and not mean it though?
Because most abusers mimic change in order to shut up. People who speak out on them dirty habits, them don't practice change, yeah man, in order to actually shut off the demons who influence them action. Because again, them don't believe there's nothing wrong with it. Let me tell you something, man. When an abuser catch a child in those the most vulnerable period of them life, it grown some wire in them psychology. Yeah man, 2 wire touch somewhere there, yeah man, and mash up something and make them assign sexual identity to, for example, being homosexual. Because a male person who close to them do something to him now as a boy, where him did actually like, and because they was sexually aroused, them start view homosexuality as a natural progression and start feel say so them born. When in reality, them complicity or cooperation then with such a act was coerced or forced by them confusion between sexual energy and sexual identity. So them see it as normal thing to be. When in this kind of case, nothing at all no go so. This is the reason why them say over 65% of prepubescent or adolescent boys who get molested by Catholic priests go on to identify as homosexual. And the same thing for girls too, because I talk to a little girl, you know, which about 25 now. You understand? When me I go call Shakira, who was molested from age 8 to 15 by a 50-year-old family member. And this are usually the case because now most parents are work too hard to make ends meet or compete with one another over who are the breadwinner and can win more bread. And so preoccupied with the bakery, them those who are going with them pity them. Now this man we molest Shakira become somebody who she defend vehemently because she think that was normal and that man don't do nothing wrong. Even now at 27 she defensive of the man and she don't realize say it is because of how she come into sexual and emotional consciousness in the middle of something dreadfully wrong that became normal to her because she don't know nothing else. Which is the reason why she never have a boyfriend to this day under 55.
But, my brother,
Yeah.
to be fair, if it is that they're sexually stimulated, if it is that these children are sexually stimulated by an abuser of, let's say, the same sex, wouldn't that validate or confirm that their feelings are indeed coming from, hold on, coming from a natural origin or place, and therefore that would mean that they're naturally homosexual, my brother?
So remember now, so me did sexually stimulated by a teddy bear named Greenie. So what that make me know? What? Means a what? Pedosexual? Or better yet, a bedosexual. I should say a bedosexual. Because sometimes the bed did deny it.
So how then would you explain bisexuality?
I believe bisexuality, yeah man, come from sexual indecision. Yes man, indecision. Where for some reason, someone, even though fully sexually mature, never develop interest in a one particular gender or the other. Them stay stuck in a phase where them operate similar to how them used to operate when them never find sexual identity. And could I use any object for release sexual tension? It is only that now, in a sexual maturity, these objects get replaced by people. Sexual naivety is why many people identify a certain way and them don't know.
Yes, the up top boss. In the meantime, up top, I'm represent for CurlyLoxx, the voice box. You understand?
Alright, yeah man, I tell you, I know so this is a sensitive subject for a lot of people, but we have to confront these things, yeah man, because every form of abuse, I believe, say, every form of abuse on earth come from the same set of beliefs, yeah man, we keep the wheels of production of these abuse turning, yeah man, and these beliefs plant firmly in a one thing. And that is self-consciousness.
You believe that?
Yeah man, self-consciousness are the lock we often lock up or confine both the abuser and the abused to the prison of them abuse or abusiveness. And the word of the day is made from two words. And the word is self-consciousness. Yes, it means uncomfortably conscious of oneself as an object of the observation of others. In other words, is when you're overly concerned with how others view you. Yeah, man. So that make you vigilant and constantly a look out for embarrassment in everything. I believe this self-consciousness here is mankind's greatest curse. There is many forms of abuse, and the one thing with all of these types of abuse have in common will make them flourish or keep going is a lack of desire or ability to communicate in fear of embarrassment. These things where you can't or don't say and have to carry alone have to lead to more of the confusion and depression, we in turn keep recreating the abuse. And a sudden factory of abuse with Babylon profit offer. Stay open.
A sad reality?
Yeah man, we live in an egocentric society where program with a subconsciously believe in a perfection, while consciously believing say we don't believe it. I can't say it enough. We think we actually believe that nobody is perfect when everything what we do to ourselves or others, when them show them so-called imperfections, prove otherwise. And so Mr. Babylon design it to separate we. By make we follow a false pride we turn way of a communication. So that we will never get to realize everything what we believe about the pain what we are feeling in our mind and I try deal with by ourselves is a fucking lie. The social order in a Babylon designed for spiritually suffocate we. Because we have to go through some of the worst things and just pretend say everything alright in order to be accepted and to be loved. So therefore we cannot communicate the worst parts of our consciousness or the worst things that we are go through or think we are go through, because we're supposed to be perfect. And this is self-torture. And this self-torture is the worst form of abuse.
How so?
Because both the abuser and the victim of their abuse is victim of this kind of torture or self-abuse when they refuse to communicate for whatever shame-related reason. Usually the victim no want talk because them not strong enough to face the shame of not being believed. And the abuser no want talk because them fear the shame of having to confront or believe. Say them can't so wicked to commit such an abuse when everybody else is so perfect. And watch out now, the abused usually want back the power where them lose to them abuser by asking them to take responsibility for what them do. And the abuser usually too shame to give them that power because it would have now mean say them have to go face the shame of what them do.
Like when Kerry Kelly said he confronted his sister, you mean?
Exactly. If you don't watch the interview in I link in our description right now, yeah. You know see how she deny what she do and cut off the man and move on to a setting where she can reinvent herself as perfect in the eyes of others. And the perfect place for people assume say you're good or perfect is the church. Yeah man, she turned Christian. Yeah man, she moved from putting on one show to putting on another.
But she was very wrong for what she did, and yet still she hated her brother for confronting her with it. That's what I don't get.
She don't hate him, you know. She hate herself for not having the courage where him have for want to face it. Now you have to remember, say she herself could have been the victim of abuse at some point too. And depends on which point in her life it take place. She could have end up see that abuse as normal. Now she in turn now become the abuser. And when our victim, who is our little brother now, confront her with the reality, say her normal is abnormal, she know, like the typical abuser, who always thinks of the victim, intend only to embarrass them by asking them to publicly acknowledge what them do. But them have no clue to the victim. If it is somebody close, for example, forgive them because them love them. And is actually trying to help them by asking them to confront it.
Oh, in God's name, does that make any sense?
Because, brethren, a free the victim a try free not only themselves, but also the abuser from the torture we take to maintain the lie where them a live. And the abuser don't know. And the same rules apply straight across the board for every type of abuse, brethren. When we cannot or will not communicate, where we are go through with anyone, where you think we are going to carry these things, where we can't say?
I guess on the inside?
Yeah man, same place. And we are going to try deal with these things for our own. And at that fuck up the one place where we're supposed to free. And that is with inside life.
Really?
Yeah man, at that make we can't happy or pleased with anything or anyone. In any kind of relationship especially. Because of these things that we carry around inside and cannot say or refuse to say. So we only have good intentions for people who with a love of a healthy relationship with. But the things that we carry inside, we could not have the kind of focus we take to make any kind of relationship work. Because them build a wall of shame where them don't allow nobody to broke down or penetrate. And most of the time this wall is subconscious, so them themselves cannot see the wall. So them also don't see where them a put the people we are try jump this wall here too.
But why do they even carry these things? That's what I don't get.
Because humans designed to have closure or understanding, yeah then, of why something take place in them life. Closure was meant to come through communication with others. And we live in a so-called civilized society where don't allow that kind of communication, especially with people we hurt with. So these issues, you know, these inside issues cannot dissolve till them resolve. In other words, them not go nowhere till we sort them out. But what we don't know is that everything what we believe is the solution to where can resolve the problems that we are faced is the very things we are stopped with from resolve them. And these approaches add more problem to the problems. But we don't know. Now imagine so we live in a world where most people selfish, judgmental, and spiritually immature. Self-consciousness and the fear of shame are going to ensure, say, we are going to always try sort out these issues by ourselves, by our own. Because we can't or won't talk to anyone. So this naturally turn we imagination against we.
Really?
Yeah, man. We imagination make everything much worse than them actually is. Because we start assume say everything from which post somebody make by Instagram and we think is about we to what we think somebody a call with her. So we no bother answer till we find out say win them did win the lotto and did want give you a thing. And by the time we call them back, we find out say them give blacks what we forget and the whole of them they at Dubai a ride camel go all boat go fuck some coolie and have a blast without we.
We assume when we don't communicate, you're saying, my brother.
Yeah, man, we make irrational decisions based on our own creation rather than what is actual reality. Because we don't have a different perspective to compare so we can make better choices.
But, my brother.
Yeah.
Surely they're not always right about what they feel, though.
That make it even worse why them should attack. Because a communication fine-tune everything where we are trying to understand. Notice, say everything where we don't have to hide and can reason with people upon, reason with anybody upon, are things where we get good at. Because you can hold some deep reasoning about them without any fear of negative judgment and bounce ideas off of others and hear different angle and perspectives. And that create we approach to something from using everything what we gather from reasoning. And with this union of perspectives, we get to make better decisions. May I tell you that? Hey, let me tell you something, man. When I see some people take up them phone sometime and broadcast them problem on social media, it's not always attention them are looking at, brethren. It's not. No, brethren. You might feel, say, all of them are seek attention because, some actually do that. And that is the assumption that most people reach first because, the negative reputation of everything in a Babylon always more popular.
Why is that again?
Because if we choose the positive, we have to actually put in work to prove that it is the right choice. And we don't have no time for that because of how we socialize to compete. And we are going to miss out if we slow down to find the truth about anything. So quite often a girl get all raped, for example, the first question is, where she did a wear when this illegal fuck ya take place. Because we one track mind too lazy if you consider say the same things happen for different reasons in a different instances.
Explain again why we can't know who is seeking attention and who is really having some serious issues. And why people overlook the ones with the serious issues. I don't get it.
Because, again, brethren, we are living a twin reality where every creation of an egocentric imitation will look like it and require deep examination to determine truth. And we live in a society that is made mostly, of immature, spiritually immature people who follow the incessant motivation of the excess ego. So when them see somebody get attention for anything at all, them often mimic the same thing for get the same attention. So truth and lie become a twin we have identical voice. So when the truth, aka God, talk to one person, the devil or the lie try talk louder to others, saying the same thing. So nobody can hear God. And almost nobody no have no time for the work when knowing the difference between truth and lie take. So this always end up drowning out the people with the true issue. Because this devil don't want them free. Because it knows that when you expose all the inside issues to the light of truth, that truth are going to set you free from its grips. And it want you continue suffer.
But, my brother.
Yeah.
Since people fear shame and it's not always, it's not always some desperate bid for attention, I still don't see why anyone would take their issues to social media instead of working them out privately.
Hold
on.
Yeah.
Isn't that opening them up to more of the shame they don't want, my brother?
Watch a man. Working it out privately don't exist when it come to an issue where your abuser fail to admit or take responsibility for what them do to you. Because I feel them own shame. Like how you see R. Kelly's sister deal with Carrie Kelly when he mentioned what she do to him. That kind of rejection make the victim suffer the same abuse all over again. That leave the victim upon them own for try figure out where them could have do so. Because this are evilly upon themselves. So the urge to talk to others is a natural one. Even sometime when you know that those who you talk to don't have your best interest at heart. I believe the urge we feel to talk to others come from the original programming we overlook man in them fallen state. And instruct with just like it would when man did in them true state of consciousness.
Oh, Jesus, take the case and you can also have the pillow. Because I don't usually sleep whenever I do this program. What the hell could you mean now?
I believe the original man in them natural state never have no secret. So I believe that Asian program, yes, from a time when humans used to function at them highest level is still a part of our consciousness. I tell we say talking to somebody is common sense. Because in original society, humans did connected on a deeper spiritual level. I believe say it is just that a part of our consciousness get override and sidelined by a new social programming. We give you the simplistic, egocentric beliefs. We turn against that true state, ourself. Yeah.
You believe that? You can't be serious.
Yeah, man. In that state, there was nothing where we couldn't say to anyone. But I believe Mother Nature suffered dreadful miscarriage of humanity. Somewhere along the way, a mankind became like a lion in a 6x6 cage. Only allowed to pace back and forth when it is meant to roam free. Picture the small cage as a small corner with consciousness. Brethren, keeping in things we hurt we and abuse we is like keeping in sex. Indefinitely, it is unnatural. And that's how it make for function. And that sometimes make you see some people get mad and go shoot up school and church and bar and them thing there. So when you see all some people come out and talk about what happened much years ago and them thing there. When all people like Tanya Stephen then, yeah. They come out after all these years and then you see people and say, oh, hello man, go sit down and why now after so long and all kind of fuckery. And dead, them no one dead or kill somebody. The burden of not being able to say it and have to angle it upon them own out of fear of judgment for years that drive them crazy. Because it is not spiritually natural if we do that. If we could have talked to others in the way we could before we fall from spiritual grace. We'd alright.
Oh God, here we go again with the spooky language and the hocus pocus.
And what I say, man never make for have secret. I believe that this the Bible did not talk about. In a Genesis with a symbolic story of Adam and Eve where them say was the first two people. But I don't believe them was the first two people. Just the first two character names in a screenplay named the Bible. In the first episode or chapter if you still want to call it so then, named Genesis. Where them use to tell the symbolic story of the original people in a them right mind. And them subsequent fall from this higher spiritual state of consciousness where them describing the Bible as paradise or heaven to a state of self-consciousness that became known as civilization, what me call hell.
I don't see where you're going with this. I don't.
Me know man, you wouldn't see it all if it living in your eyeball and a pay rent on time every month. When the Bible say man used to naked, I interpret that as when mankind did live in a state of consciousness where they was able to be completely vulnerable with one another and could tell each other anything before them fall to a lower frequency. We're governed or controlled by a self-consciousness. We now trap mankind in a small corner of them consciousness. And them just go round in a circle in the same place in fear of them original self. In other words, I believe so we come from a place or state where these kind of overly self-conscious, petty thinking never exists. As a matter of fact, there was no thinking, just knowing. Because we did live in a state of know instead of the state of try believe where we live in down on this lower plane of spiritual existence. We didn't know how everything worked, so there was no trying to know. So there was confidence, and therefore no anxiety, because there was no fear of anything, because we understand everything. In that previous spiritual state, we never need closure for anything because everything did open. Every part of our consciousness used to function properly because it never have the flawed belief system where we have now I try override it. And when we say self-conscious, I believe say the self that we know conscious of is the out of control devil or ego then, yes. Where we worship in our ignorance, in this hell where it create on earth. I encourage we in everything what we believe. If we deny we true self or God consciousness. Hey, me want to just stop right now and think of the concept of somebody have some negative opinion away. And we can't sleep because of what somebody think about we and them not even have a right. Something have wrong with that, brethren. That don't make no sense. It would have make sense if them opinion I go kill you after the first 4 negative one. That would have make boy, it rough. The social rules in a society deliberately engineer or create monsters in order to crucify them as a sick joke. If Kerry Kelly did allowed to tell him mother why that happened to him, or to them then, without fear, say something a go change, and them all look upon him away, then the abuse would have stopped from way early. And if we did live in a society where we would allow R. Kelly to tell anyone say him have trouble moving on from adolescent girls, because him, like every other victim of abuse, stuck at the point where the trauma happened, without a fear of judgment or condemnation, but instead could be sure then of compassion. We could have make him feel, say him can face the problem because him nah go be alone and considered a monster. Me guarantee say I would have possibly one different person the world would have known today. But unfortunately we live in a society where we diagnose people as sick but don't treat them like we believe it. Instead of offer help, we condemn the symptoms where we diagnose instead of help them treat it.
In the meantime.
I want to play a song now about the present state of crime in Jamaica, but I want to keep saying the things that most people don't like. Because no matter what we say we don't want in our life, and we don't want people to do to it, nobody can change until we change. And influence it in others. I don't have nothing new to say. Yeah, man. Imagine Jamaica as a person where I point out all the problems in others and I burn it out. Yeah, man, which is precisely the right thing to do. But we don't want ears to the biggest part of the problem is not what others are do, but what we now do. Everything with the most Jamaicans think them hate is something where them find difficult to live without. Them no love the gun song them, man. Too much youth and too much people are dead. But the artists, them will sing them are the biggest fucking thing. So who support them? Most Jamaicans coming like the girl. We are fuck be a careless man and I say, come in on me. And now 5 picnic and 9 baby father later, them a cuss. Every day people hear information like this and say, real talk. Hey, Vice Box, me see why you get a fight in a brethren because of the things we are represent. And 2 hours after that, the same people ask me why them can't hear I win. Or any other one who genuinely walk the spiritual trod. I not even bother answer them these days, because the good majority of don't want to answer to that. Because you don't know it, I win live a life where I'm prepared to live without the system where I'm born. Him refuse to play the dirty game. Won't have the other artists them a play because them want to stay relevant. Like I me I tell you, I win rather irrelevant to the devil more than lose him soul and be rejected by the divine architect. Most of you support the nastiness. Where you love think you hate. Who is no different from the girl that we are ball for who can only be described as a mature man and cannot angle the discipline we take for choose such a man. So them prefer the fool where they on them level. As so Jamaica run down corruption in every farm. The excess violence we are seeing now is a result of choices we make over time. As a people, we have to remember who we once were. We are never the best, but I know me know, so we are never the worst. We used to stand out, but now we fit in and last. Even when we used to do foolishness, there was something Jamaican to it. But now you can't even tell a Jamaican fool different from a regular fool. Money and fame turn we in a internet clown and follower. And a bumbuckler with this.
Run it. That's how they had daddy.
Called Piet. Alright. Dwight cooking show. I'm going to help you out now. Rasta, because I work hard for this thing. Alright, you know, remember to like, share, subscribe. Yeah, man. A member for support the channel in any way where the item can. Yes, man. Become a member of the channel or a Patreon. Or support the merchandising at the link below. Yeah, man. And don't forget to get my book, Planet Earth. Yes, available on Amazon. Yes, planetearthbook.com. Yes, also. Yeah, man. And it's available in all farms where you can get audio book. Yes, Audible, etc. iTunes and them place there. Yeah, man. And just about anyway, audio book sale. Yes, Rasta. It is also available locally, as me telling you all the while, at J.A. Deals, Constant Spring Road, located right across from the transport center. Yes, man. Check out the website. It's jadeals.com. Yes, man. When you go to so now, you know which other locations them have the book also. Yes. Them also ship internationally. So in all those hard to reach places, yeah, man, J.A. Deals have you covered. It is also located, yeah, man, in Shop 20, Premier Plaza, a place named Appliance Depot. And also in a Twin Gates Plaza, upstairs Island Grill, in a place named Cellular Repairs. And if you're in a Westmoreland, as usual, they are Tash Chemicals. Yes, man, the number to call is what? 876-354-7543. And you can look out, yeah, man, for the re-release of my first book, The Road to Zion, on January 12, 2022. Yes, that has Zion birthday. Perfect release date. Yeah, so, again, yeah, man, the revised version of The Road to Zion. This next section of In the Meantime is brought to you by Renaissance. Yes, Immigration Services. You know already them deal with all things immigration. In Canada, yeah, man, them can fix any kind of visa situation, Rasta. Yes. No matter what kind of immigration problem you're getting, Renaissance believes that once there was a way in, there is always a way out. Call Renaissance now at 437-703-1147 to 8. In other words, 1147 or 1148. The consultation, as usual, is absolutely free. Free.
In the meantime.
Alright, so the long and short of this DNA issue, you know, as promised, yeah, man. Yeah, is that the people who are opposite are a fight against it from both sides that do it out of fear. One side is the commercial side, yeah. And the other side is the slave side, which is the average, ignorant and docile, very sleepy, heavily sedated, now wake up for now, people. On the commercial side, you have so-called responsible, organized people who ironically market and distribute the manufactured irresponsibility of the ignorant masses for a living. This again is the true definition or meaning of capitalism. Whether we want to face it or not, the average person biggest fear is discipline, organization, self-improvement and self-responsibility. And of course you know by now say, old MacDonald programmed them from birth to fight or kill for remaining in them own slavery. The consequences of them actions monetized by the system. So I hope you use this DNA backlash from mostly so-called educated people as an example of when I been say about old MacDonald and him farm, who on that farm he had some fucking idiot that is fucking more idiot and getting more fucking idiot. And why old MacDonald will never do common sense things like this whole suggested DNA mandate that would surely solve a big part of the problem. Simply because old MacDonald profit off of the irresponsibility and the resulting misfortunes of others. By now, no need to stop ask why they make the joke mandatory, but can't do that for the DNA test. Because you know the answers already. The average person a guinea pig for the system. Almost nothing where this system do is out of concern for nothing else but them pocket.
Looking out only for profit, you saying?
Yeah, man. Irresponsibility pay big dividends. If people no careless and fool for them business lockdown. The only way to stop them is to come off of the social drugs where we hook on. And that I go take the courage to be irrelevant. No other way. Right now, me not even at the talking, because right now, me I create a course, yeah, man. Of course, we are going to help the eye them do that. Yes, come off of these social drugs here. I'm hope to have it completely, yeah, man, ready by March. Truth
and reality and a dream time. CurlyLoxx. In the meantime, listen to Fame Time. Galanga tell them, say a Rasta run the world, a CurlyLoxx run the world.
Six the king of the purple nation.
When we say purple, we mean that.
Alright, yeah, man. Why not news, you know? Alright. First up, yes, the thing where name meanness in full force. Me I tell you, Rasta. Which force me attack?
I guess the police force.
Yeah, man, they are going good. Alright, watch you know. The first thing I want to say is that I totally agree, yeah, man. Say a part of the breakdown in the handling of crime in this country is the total neglect in inadequately compensating crime fighters. Because police cannot be motivated to put them life on the line if them can't feed them family. That are going to make them distracted and I check them WhatsApp if them baby mother cuss in the middle of a shootout. And that now go end well if a ex-soldier we got camp just to learn how to shoot and then retire and go back a road. Them in a shootout with. But watch you know, in our day, the police them roll out go demonstrate, yeah man, wicked are going bad. Which them say is the civilized thing to do in a civilized nation. But squaddies and squadettes are want to be fair and look for how in our day when the people them demonstrate against the joke. I want to go out there, you know, for no hungry belly with prison truck, tie strap and pepper spray. Go arrest a portion of people because of what was deemed or called an illegal protest because during a pandemic. It look like me never get the memo. Say the pandemic done. So who are going to arrest the police to do the same thing?
That's a good question.
Yeah, man, that's something me always wonder about. From police stop me one time and a half and me ticket for one headlight. When the squad car, when them a come out, have one headlight same way.
Really?
It rough, me I tell you, Rasta. How you mean if really? I want to send out a warm welcome to the Injustice Club. To all of my police brethren, them Rasta, me I tell you. You don't know say me are no good already, you know. Me just want to them, yeah man, make this waken up to the reality of how flawed this whole structure here is. And start realize, say, our own people, them are asking if it takes it pan and terrorize every day. But when it's all said and done, you know special. A badge and a gun don't make them see you know any different from the people in the places where you come from. And I send you to go back there daily, go organize people and sometimes terrorize them. Hey, you know see how when people are balls the system fail them Rasta, they are them see it as a loud noise. When need forget silence, but when it fail, oh no, is an injustice. You know smell that? It name meanness, yeah man, it rough me I tell you Rasta. Yeah man, so the government you know, yeah man, with this continued SOE stupidness you know, where embarrass the good soldier them at checkpoint with big long gun just up in a uniform and now search no care.
That's so true.
Yeah man, it's ridiculous. Because all a man have to do a wind down them window and smile and them gone through with a chunk full of AK. The approach to crime fighting for years in this country, you know, coming like, you see like how you see some woman start get fat and don't want to put in a work for lose the weight. And put on a girdle, a thing named girdle for hold it in and make it appear like there is no weight. The SOE approach is a girdle, another girdle, just like building another multi-million-dollar prison. Instead of committing to resocialization programs, what them do now is just like raising children. Yeah man, the government spoil the pit of them, which is the masses, instead of discipline them from early. And now later on, when them set in them dirty ways, you have to watch them to make sure that them no malfunction. Instead of watch to make sure that any child at any level where you think about behave. You know, better you train them from early so them can behave a certain kind of way even when you know they're there. Now a them now come and discuss death penalty for the picnic them with them poil. And as me say about 100 years ago, death penalty can only work in our country. We have an actual justice system, not in our country. We're not going to send a man go kill some people. And when the trail lead back to Uno, then Uno are the same one now we are going to get to choose if this person hang.
Criminals prosecuting criminals, you're saying?
Yeah, man, if the system no clean up, then them are going to always commit some great crime and just frame some innocent youth who sell bag juice who them feel say nobody now go miss.
A serious dilemma.
Yeah, man. What we need is social intervention to re-socialize the people and make that mandatory. We have a behavioral problem, brethren. So people need to re-socialize in order to behave differently. Hey, let me tell you something. Law-abiding citizens of this country get treated like criminal more than criminal organizations.
Why is that, you think?
Because crime more organized than the government of this country for decades, and them powerless to stop crime. So what them do? Stop car instead and turn pan taxi man and motorists to compensate for the weakness in other areas. And this create even more criminal who add to the criminal organizations who them already can't stop. And even licensed firearm holders, yeah man, them handcuff for criminal, kill them with impunity. Because of the amount of rules when me hear say you have to memorize in order to have a licensed firearm and don't end up a prison.
Is it really that bad, my brother?
Oh, you mean them only left to say you should have asked for a valid ID from your attacker to ensure that this man coming at you with a gun is indeed a criminal. Like say the firearm holder them have a remote where them can just pause a situation and say, boy, yeah man, I think I'll move 10 degrees west so that the bullet can be lodged at an appropriate spot that will meet the requirements of the FLA. It's a fucking joke. These regulations more restrict than protect a legal firearm holder. And at that help with crime too, because watch I know. One time license gun people used to help others who them see in a trouble. Now them afraid to do that because I know too much regulation and them afraid to go to prison. So them now mostly don't business with nobody. Them themselves have a personal in a trouble. These laws are create a situation where legal guns are going to get in the hands of criminals as easy when there is so much red tape we have to go through to ever maintain one.
But my brother, to be fair, you have to have rules. Having a gun is a serious responsibility.
Yeah, man, me understand that and know say there must be rules. But not so like when me a read up on brethren. Criminal now have no rules when them a come. I just aim and squeeze, yeah man, and peel a fluff. Sleepy time.
In the meantime.
And I want to tell you, say the internet is a large part of the problem. So fix that. We have to go willing to lose money. Purple people, you know, so me I go with this. And this bag of talking about solution in a place where make money off a problem is the real fucking problem. Because the talking are just entertainment. We have to spiritually depart from Babylon like when woman left man and them don't know. We can't beg people for change in order for we change. Them will never give you that satisfaction. We have to face the loneliness with shield and spear and defeat the fear of stillness. And come out on the other side of this madness with sanity before it's too late. The government wrong on so many levels in this country for decades, me agree. But again, I have nothing new for tell you now about the solution. You will never get what you demand from anybody if you can't explain what you want to yourself to understand it. As long as you know wait for somebody else to do the right thing for you. I'm not too fucking lazy to make sure say that them a do by trying to understand the language of success in the thing we not demand from them. You not go suffer. Just like the careless pick to them with the girl make the choice, yeah man, to get with a man where she knows they never have a fucking plan. These menace to society now where we are ball about are the kids where we never plan for. When we are encouraged and demand the violence in a song or otherwise, we take over our country now. And then a ball about leaders for fix crime. When if a gunman stop get pussy for a week with your problem solved. Hey, who we think we are fool? We stuck on a settings where we more genuinely concerned, but we really not aware. Go to a ceremony than the price of bread. We're just jealous of organized countries and them progress and have strong opinions about every fucking thing. And pack up in a comment section and talk off a fucking mouth. But don't want to see our own faults. We the people should have shame for when Rihanna I get hero status. We start call again for Bob Marley and Usain Bolt. And Louise Bennett. When if we didn't mean it from day one, it would have happened long fucking time.
That's so true.
Yeah man, by next week, the call for heroes. All news. I'm tired of no blood clot now, brethren. On a fucking set of overgrown toddlers. Most of no. Then we are talk about severing ties with Britain when children cannot function upon them own. Them have to grow up first. Take on the eye on the mouth of a Barbados. And focus on what we as a people need to do. Because Barbados have serious, disciplined, decisive leadership.
We're even discussing the issue of reparations for slavery recently.
That even worse. Money in the hands of irresponsible, indisciplined people is dangerous. No matter how much money them have nowhere to go but them bed. Go read the story about the prodigal son in the Bible and you will see me I say. Barbados have under 300,000 people for them population. And we have over 3 million. And can't go nowhere because I suspect we have over 2.8 million. Fucking idiot. Hey, you know stop ask for good man, good leaders, good music. Cause you don't know exactly where them there. I see you don't know I see them. Nothing can change unless we change. I can't say that enough. Jamaica, me I beg you to fix this race or shut the fuck up, you know. Fix on the judgment or take it. A man cannot truly condemn anything when he cannot do it out. And stop telling me about real talk. And you fear run the country, no dog. Because me promise you know. Say most of you I say that don't know what I say. Because if you not mature, you not go eat me like poison. Cause a discipline to the fullest me I go push. If me run this. First I'd have business like myself from in the meantime day one. Chop cocky Mondays, yeah man, 9 p.m. right on schedule. For the rapists them, this and every Monday. If psychiatric evaluation fail after several sessions. A girl in a gloves with knife. Live pan TV G turn them in a some fat pussy boy. And ship off. The cut off cocky in a box go give the male family member them. Every Wednesday, middle of the week. For sure them say if them weak and go trouble middle when I trouble them. Then a same treatment. I mean I go have control your pussy Thursday too on CVM. Cause you can't left CVM out tight, you know. This are for the bigger girl them. Yeah, the bigger girl or woman them who sit down in the youth them face too early before them can decide say them want to do that for themselves. Or not. Yeah man, we are skin them out and draw them pussy tongue till it bust and go so pow. Same thing for all manner of immorality that is beyond psychological intervention or management. Next thing again, all dunceness illegal. Education mandatory. All gunmen are going to the Purple Army go get them shooting priorities straight and learn to shoot the right people. All teachers have a spiritual, all doctors have a holistic and natural. And whether or not you feel say discipline or fuckery, I go irrelevant.
Hey! In the meantime, 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 in between time, in the meantime, in the meantime, in between time.